はい。1番ですね。はい。So, please give a full comment on organoleptic character for this beverage, followed by a suggested 3-course menu. The menu should be a vegan menu. You have 5 minutes. Ready?
Yes.
Start.
So, class number 1, it's a clear and brilliant orange amber wine, orange tinge, amber color, high viscosity with generous legs, no gas, no sediment, ripe appearance notes. It's clear and opened, ripe, complex, and spicy in the first impression, dominated by ripe yuzu, orange, and some chamomile touch, honeysuckle, followed by distinct spicy notes like pepper and cardamom. After aeration, it shows more complexity and minerality, showing some touch of biscuit. It has some level of oak aging, but quite new oak. Sorry, no indication of oak. Palette. It's clean and bone dry orange wine. Moderate plus body combined with moderate level of alcohol, like 30.5%. Very smooth and some grippy texture make it a nice structure with high level of lingering acidity. And this it has some level of grainy tannin and make a nice structure and gives complexity. The mid palate is smooth and packed with concentration of orange and apple pear, some oxidative character also, and some spiciness. The finish is long and very tight by nice grippy tannin, nice phenolic, and some bitterness from some grapefruit taste. So to conclude, it's coming from moderate climate region, vinified in maybe amphora or Quebec, made in hands-off winemaking style here. So I believe it's from Georgia, Friuli, Italy. Grape variety is Rivolaggiara vintage 2018, some developing notes. So I'll serve it at no decantation needed at 12 to 40 degrees in a cooped white wine glass to enhance its complexity and aromatic. And for food, a vegan course menu. Number 1, I suggest a tea leaf salad from Myanmar. It's a salad with a tea leaf, very complex, and some umami notes enhances this complexity of the wine. And number 2 pairing, I suggest cauliflower, roasted cauliflower with cardamom spice notes. Also, this has very nice spiciness and complex characters, maybe from amphora aging, so it will go well with spiciness of cardamom. And pairing number 3, I suggest roasted eggplant, grilled eggplant with some spicy note and spicy sauce. This has some oily but nice grippy texture, so it will make nice balance with the eggplant texture. So And this is a very good level quality wine made from a very nice, good producer. Really like so. Very clean wine. It is maybe natural. ありがとうございます。
自分で紙コップを持って移動してください。じゃあ全員 OK だったら声かけてください。もう始めていいのかな、準備できたら。はい、じゃあ始めます。So, please give a full comment on organoleptic character for this beverage, followed by a suggested 3-course menu. The menu should be a vegan menu. You have 5 minutes. Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Start.
Yes. So appearance, this is clear white wine, bright and clear, beautiful dark amber color with a silver reflection on the lid, and no gas and no sediment because it seems a high and oily legs. Nose is very complex, but faded stone fruits like yellow peach and yellow apple, and followed by some linden and honeysuckle white flowers. And after contact with the air, there are some spice notes came out like coriander seed, white pepper, and clove, nutmeg, cinnamon are very complex, and some vanilla and toast derives from old French oak barrels. So this wine is very complex. Palate. Ample dark, which indicates a high alcohol, about 13.5% more, rich body. I think this is orange wine from matured incredibly, and juicy acidity and creamy texture making structure of this wine. So nice bitterness is coming from oak. It's nice accent and tightening the whole. Conclusion. So I served these wines from 12 to 14 degrees Celsius in order to highlight of the fruits of this wine with a sleek tulip glass, enhanced flavor, and kept it in this temperature. Can be drunk now, can be cellared more than 5 years. This one grape is Lucaseri grape variety from Georgia, Kahiti wine region. Vintage 20 and 17. So I highly recommend for vegan. So course menu. So For appetizer, so from mutabar is a very traditional cuisine in Lebanon. It's a grilled eggplant paste with adding lemon and paste white sesame sauce. So mutabar's creamy texture and this wine's creamy texture is a perfect match. And for fish, for main dish, I'd recommend this one. It's with Beyond Meat steak, hamburger side, and with carrot and root sauce, because carrot and root earthy texture is enhanced the flavor of this wine. And so for dessert, I recommend dark chocolate mousse. Is spicy and smoky character is more enhanced this wine's fruity flavor. So this is my recommendation: 3 courses, appetizer and main dish and dessert for as bigger dish. So, yes, I'm done. Thank you.
はい。じゃあちょっと待ってください。
はい。
で、紙コップは持って移動してください。終わったら誘導してください。
よろしくお願いします。
はい、4。So please give a full comment on organoleptic character for this beverage, followed by a suggested 3-course menu. The menu should be a bigger menu. You have 5 minutes.
Yes. Can I ask that again?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Please give a full comment on organoleptic character for this beverage.
Yes.
Followed by a suggested 3-course menu. The menu should be a bigger menu. You have 5 minutes.
Thank you very much.
Start.
Appearance: deep amber color with a gold tinge, created deep light. Concentration is medium plus, viscosity is medium plus. On the appearance, seems to be on the evolution. Nogatsu sediment nose. One is clean, intensity is elevated. First impression, quite savory and complex. It shows slight dried yellow stone fruits like yellow peach, mango, combined with slight dried honeysuckle. After stirring, It shows dried stems, dried leaves, bay leaf, and hint of roasted nuts, almond, hazelnut, and some earthiness like fern, and potting soil minerality. Overall, the condition is on the aberration palette. Wine is bone dry. Index is elevated. Alcohol is moderate, around 13%. Medium plus body. In the middle palate, as I mentioned earlier, this one shows slight dried yellow fruits, flowers, and some evolutions like nuts, herbs. And baking spices indicates baking spices and some exotic spices like saffron, ginger. It indicates long maceration, around 3 to 4 days in the amphora. And acidity is elevated. It supports the body. And bitterness is quite impressive and grapey. It makes a good structure of this one. And balance is quite beautiful. Finish is medium plus length. And price range is medium price range. So to enjoy the savoriness of this wine, I served 16 degrees in a medium tube-shaped glass, and aeration is not needed. The aging potential is at least 5 to 7 years because of the beautiful acidity. And my conclusion, this wine is Lucassery dominant blend from Georgia, Kakheti region, 2018 vintage. And about the food pairing, I pair with a vegan pairing. First one is sauteed eggplant with mushroom and miso sauce. The wine's savoriness goes well with the dish. The second dish is at the starter, marinated fresh bamboo shoot with some chipped nuts and some bonito slices. And the third one would be I'd pair with the dessert. I'd show the nice yellow fruit tone. So have the Taiwanese cookie, baked cookie, using it with mango and curry. The wine's yellow fruit tone goes well with the yellow peach, and the wine's savory, grapey tannin goes well with the baked cookie, crunchy texture. And I changed my mind about my conclusion. Country is okay. Georgia, Kakheti, and the grape variety would be Mutsubane mainly dominant blend with some Lucassery. And vintages, yes, 2015. Pardon me.
はい。
ありがとうございました。
紙コップは持ってきてください。はい。 ナンバー
3です。
ナンバー3。
はい。
3ですかね。So, please give a full comment on organoleptic character for this beverage, followed by a suggested 3-course menu. The menu should be a bigger menu. You have 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Okay?
Yes.
Start.
So that on the appearance, it has a medium intense golden color with a golden reflection, medium plus viscosity, no gas, no sediment. On the nose, nose is clean, lifted and aromatic first impression. It has a confected apricot, pineapple, some passion fruit, alongside with acacia honey, beeswax, chamomile. After contact with air, aroma become more impressive and it is showing more conflicted fruit character and some beeswax, and the wine is influenced of the oxidative condition, so that it has a slightly bruised apple flavors and Chinese queen's character here. No indication of new oak barrel, probably vinified in a neutral vessel, but I will confirm on the palate. And overall, the condition is in the process of developing because the tertiary aromas comes out right now. Palate is bone dry. It has a medium plus third and a linear body. Alcohol level is 13.5%. Acidity level is medium plus and it has a nice bitterness. So this one is the technique of the long maceration period that kept in the long time with the skin. But because of the nice bitterness and tannin is derived from a long maceration with skin. So that I believe that it is so the nice bitterness is the hallmark, and nice bitterness and tannin is hallmark of this one. It has a medium plus persistency, such as 8 to 9 seconds. So to conclude, it is coming from Australia, from Margaret River. No, actually let me collect my answer. So it is coming from Georgia, so the classic wine region from the Kaheti. So the 100% Lucasserie, no, actually the not 100% Lucasserie and Mutsubane blend, because the quite lifted and aromatic character here in the year 2018. So it can be drunk now, no need for aeration, or can be cellared 5 to 7 years. I'll serve it at 16 degrees Celsius in a large-sized balloon-shaped glass, so that if we organize the low temperature, the bitterness and tannin will enhance the more underline. So I would recommend we would serve the slightly chilled room temperature. So this wine is served. Of course, that we are going to start with some seafood. So when I served with this wine, so that we need some like a broiled Alfroncino and the saffron emulsion on the top. So the second course, I forgot to introduce a vegan course. So the first course, the vegan course, it is good for the sliced mushroom and some passion fruits and quinoa salad, so for the start. And the second course, so it has a nice like a smokiness, so especially this season is the perfect for the roasted and charcoal grilled young corn and the corn, some sweet corn puree on the side. The sweetness of the corn and the bitterness of this wine will create a nice counterbalance each other. And lastly, I would recommend the homemade
vegan cashew nut cheese. The vegan cashew nut cheese and served with caramelized walnut on the side, so that we mix it together. So the hint of the bitterness and hint of the nuttiness of this wine will the complement of this wine. So let me summarize my course menu. So the start of this wine, so I would serve it the mushroom, the sliced mushroom and quinoa and the passion fruit salad, and the second course will be a main course, so that it is good for the charcoal grilled corn. Okay.
彼が誘導するのでちょっと待ってください。これは飲まない。
わかりました。
Yes, number 2. So, please give a full comment on organoleptic character for this beverage,
Yes.
followed by a suggested 3-course menu. The menu should be a vegan menu.
Vegan menu, yes.
You have 5 minutes. Are ready?
Yep.
Start.
Yes. At the first, this wine has the very nice stone fruit character. It's like an apricot, and then dried fish, and then nice the citrus feels, and then lime minerality, and then a little bit of oxidation and organic nuance. It's a kind of we can consider for the this is for the minerality, and then this nice bitterness also matching for the nice vegan menu. And then I recommend at the first course is the Mediterranean vegetable salad, little bit grilled, like a paprika and some mushrooms. It's a little bit grilled, and also we need some fresh endive for the texture, and then the vegetables has some nice bitterness. It's matching for the nice this bitterness, and then this cold, the texture of the umami will be matching, working for the texture of the nice crispy, refreshing the salad. And the second dish, I will prepare nice nice fish. The steamed fish, like a white fish, a lot of the oiled. Yeah, maybe we can consider the steamed sea bass with the broccoli and then some green beans. Yeah, green bean and then broccoli is the very same way to the salad, very well matching for the nuance of the vegetable nuance. And then the wine has nice zesty flavor. It could be matching for the white fish. The fish oils and then something fish aromas is the working for the nice the very just dish. And then after 2 courses, the wine temperature will be going up. Now it's matching for the nice seafood, but I'm sorry about that. My second dish was not vegan. I just changed the second menu. My second. Yes. Whew. Yeah, my second dish is the grilled avocado salad with almond oils, and then some the bloody orange, the inside of the bloody orange is decorated and a little bit steamed. Then making the bloody orange aromas is very well matching for the intense of the aromas. And then the wine has very lesser acidity on that. So yeah, it is to make an ensemble for the acidic the food is well matching for that. And then after the second dish, we're going up the temperature. Then the flavor is a little bit more variety, and definitely changing. A little bit more tart. A little bit more bigger, yeah, a little bit more smoky. So I will choose the grilled jackfruit inside because jackfruit is a similar the tropical fruits, but the texture of the cabbage, the hakusai cabbage, is very similar. Then its texture is like beef steak, very similar to them. And we can use some the margarine, the alternative for the butter. The nicely grilled, the charcoal grilled. The charcoal nuance of the smoky is very well matching for the smoky nuance. And then the depth of the texture, like a it's a kind of the long finish. So we need some more smooth. Yeah, we need some add the potato and the sweet potato mixed mousse on the side. And then garnish it, maybe Brussels sprouts. Brussels sprout will be better. Yeah, three of kind of dishes all of dishes has some nice bitterness and then some acidity. And then I recommend the three of type of texture: the crispy and smooth, and then like meat. Thank you so much. Yeah.
So, please give a full comment on organoleptic character for this beverage, followed by a suggested 3-course menu. The menu should be a bigger menu. You have 5 minutes. Are you ready?
Can I listen?
Okay. Please give a full comment on organoleptic character for this beverage, followed by a suggested 3-course menu. The menu should be a bigger menu. You have 5 minutes. Start.
It seems like orange wine. The appearance is clear and bright. It has slightly deep orange color with bricky tinges on the rim. The viscosity seems to be high. It doesn't contain no gas, no sediment. The nose is clean, sound and clean. The intensity of the nose is, I call medium. I get not that kind of dried orange peel, bruised apple, apricot, lemon zest, apple tart. After swallowing, it appears complexity. There are hint of nut, cashew nuts, more ripe fruits like pineapple, apricot jam, yellow peach. So adding the ripeness and the fruit development. The nose is entirely showing developing phase and very pleasant on the palate. The palate is dry. Slightly phenolic and touch of fruity flavor on the first taste with earthy grip. Initial impression showing a smooth texture given by slightly higher concentration with earthy hint. Then very subtle tannin provides some savory taste and rustic texture. High acidity getting to be refined with poise on the palate. The mid palate well-balanced texture beautifully appeared in mid palate. The finish is dry with earthy hints on the finish. And medium to long length. The alcohol content of about medium at 13.5%. I conclude this wine is orange wine, so made from Gazztelli from Georgia, Kaheti. So the vintage should be 2018. The winemaking method was udedo, so only juice fermented. About three course menus for vegan. First, for starter, sliced peach and tofu with cashew nuts salad, sansho pepper flavor. Then secondary, I recommend the main course, second dish for main course. So it's a roasted bamboo shoot with truffle puree. It combines with very earthy flavors. Then finally, I recommend for dessert. So I want to enhance the earthy texture flavor. So maybe I recommend sweet potato Mont Blanc with Earl Grey flavor. Yes, so. Light phenolic with very well balanced between light tannin and fruit flavor and acidity. Very well made wine. Very well made orange wine. So I'd like to serve it as mid-sized.
お待ちください。So, please give a full comment on organoleptic character for this beverage, followed by a suggested 3-course menu. The menu should be a vegan menu. You have 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Get started.
The appearance has a deep amber color with a slight clearing variation. It shows very slightly aged condition at an oxidative character. It's no gas, no sediment. Viscosity is high side. Nose is clean and discreet, slightly modest nose. Fruits like drying style, apricot and fig, quince, probably by some dry flower note like jasmine and lily, probably by some herbal note like marjoram and oregano herb. Mediterranean herb is dominant, and also the touch aroma like humus and cedarwood. But it's very delicate. Primary aroma predominant, primary and secondary aroma predominant. It shows the developed side, but on the useful. And the palate is green, dry, a stereotype orange wine. Nice high bitterness and high acidity create focus on the palate. The acidity is high, but library and integrated acidity and chewy and slightly chewy and bitter texture comes from fine tannin. Its fine tannin comes from fermented maceration with grape and grape skin and grape seed for about 2 weeks. The alcohol is 20.5%, lingers about 5 to 6 seconds. It has a very beautiful acidity and bitterness on the finished. So conclude, this wine coming from Italy from Trentino Alto Adige. From a Pinot Grigio grape variety, 100%. Vintage is 2021 vintage. I like to serve this wine in this one, tulip shape, medium-sized glass, and 10 degrees Celsius, and no need to decant. It's ready to drink now, but it can be aged more 5 years, I think. So I would like to recommend a vegan food for the 3 course. So first of all, I would like to serve it with guasai. Guasai is a very traditional Asian cuisine, so it's a mango with some sourdough with a citrus sauce. So mango has a nice tropical fruit flavor. It has the same tropical flavor with some high acidity of guasai can complement it with this high acidity. So second, I would like to recommend it with a Japanese traditional tofu steak with sesame and creamy almond sauce on the side. So very high savoriness of this dish, and also so this one has a nice savory like a umami rich character. So it can complement it with a high umami and bring out the beautiful savoriness. Finally, I would like to recommend it with a slight spice dish like tandoori chicken. It's from Asian country or Indonesia traditional cuisine with some dry thyme, dry marjoram, dry thyme on the side. So high spicy texture counter pairing with this wine of bitterness, and also some ethnic flavor of Turkey. This dish can complement it with some Mediterranean herbal flavor this wine. And also, so the quality is medium for about 4,000 Japanese yen, I think. So if you like to have a dessert after the courses, so I would like to recommend it with Taiwan pineapple cake with apricot jam and apricot and quince jam on the side. So this wine has a dry apricot and quince flavor that can great pair with same flavor over apricot jam and powdery texture over Taiwan pineapple cake. It gives more accent.
Ah, 紙コップ持ってってください。失礼しました。はい。So please give a full comment on organoleptic character for this beverage, followed by a suggested 3-course menu. The menu should be a vegan menu. You have 5 minutes.
Yes.
Are ready?
Yes.
Please start.
So apparently the wine is in the amber color, clean, then no sediment, then no gas in this. They have no cream, and the viscosity is quite high from viscosity. On the nose, the wine is clean, the wine is... They have a flavor like they have a medium intensity of aromas with the aroma of the haze with the orange marmalade, a bit honey and a bit of like a spicy note of the taste, like white pepper. On the palate, the wine is dry. With the white wine, they have the moderate acidity. the one had a bit of the tannins. I think this have the skin contact or the maceration with the skin to make the colors. It have the color of the skin, and have also the tannin in the palate as well. The flavor is the moderate flavor of the. I feel a bit of citrus like orange and a bit of pomelo. Up the palate, they also have a bit of the vanilla, but not too much. They have it just a little bit, and so the wine should be have the I think they have no oak in this, or just a little bit of really like little oak. The wine still get the freshness, fruit, full of fruit, and so with this wine, I recommend for me it's a bit of decanter before service, around like 30 minutes, half an hour in the can. But the temperature is around like 13 to 15 degree, not too low, because if they have a tannin, they don't want to. The tannin keep the grit. With this wine, I could recommend to serve with like the wine meat called like chicken. I can go for the teriyaki chicken. They have the acidity of work to balance with the sweetness and also the fatty of the chicken. For this wine also go for good for the entry, like some cannabis with a bit of the fattiness of the foie gras, but with the foie gras and the crispy French toast on that, a bit of the cascum salsa on the top. And if I come for the wine, I can also recommend to go for the cheese. The cheese got like is like the pasta, the bologna pasta with the cheese, the Parmesan cheese on that, because they have the tannin, they can be well with the creamy and the fatty of the bologna. And then in terms of the agent, this wine is still have the fruit element acidity still well. They have tannin there. They can be like keep from 3 to years or more in the cellar. So I think this wine is from the old wine, the old wine. I think it's from Italy, the Pinot Grigio.
Please don't drink. So please give a full comment on organoleptic character for this beverage, and followed by a suggested 3-course menu.
3-course menu.
The menu should be a bigger menu.
Okay.
You have 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Alrighty?
Yes. Could you repeat the task again?
Yeah.
Just yes.
Please give a full comment on organoleptic character for this beverage, followed by a suggested 3-course menu. The menu should be a bigger menu. You have 5 minutes.
Okay, perfect.
Start.
So the wine is clear and bright, orange color with a little bit orange gold tinge. No gas, no sediment. Viscosity is medium plus. Seems in the used fruit vintage. On the nose. The nose is clean with medium plus intensity. Still gentle and subdued as first impression. Some ripe yellow fruits like ripe nectarine. Some mandarin, some orange zest, followed by some white flower notes like honeysuckle and jasmine. Hint of fresh pardon me. Hint of fresh herbs like lemon verbena, and no indication of oak, but I will confirm on the palate. The wine is dry with a medium plus intensity. Refreshing acidity with 13.5% alcohol sensation with a chewy tannin. A little bit, a little bit chewy tannin. Gives a nice compact and tight structure. And again, it has some ripe yellow fruits flavors and also some white flowers and a little bit oak spices. Yes, some like white pepper, some vanilla and cinnamon. And also, it has great minerality, keeps nice tension of this wine. And I'd like to serve this, I think this is coming from Georgia, from sorry, let me correct. Maybe a little bit like refined aroma and also some like peachy flavor. I would say it is coming from Friuli Venezia Giulia. It's Pinot Gris 100%, so like Lamato style, and maybe with made with amphora, and I think 2018 vintage. I'd like to pair with, so first of all, this wine with a little bit rich dish, so like monkfish with brown butter sauce and some mashed potatoes on the side. The monkfish has some meaty texture and brown butter sauce, so it's rich and creamy texture, would complement this great acidity and also tannin. And a little bit mellow texture of this wine would combine well with this monkfish meaty textures. And as for Japanese food, I'd like to propose like a little bit tempura style. So tail fish with matsukasa age. So it's it's fried with crispy skulls and with some champagne cream sauce on the side. So matsukasa age, it means like fried with crispy skulls. The crispy skulls has fatness and great texture of it, and this tannin and also some this tannin of this wine and great acidity would cut through the crispy skulls, the fatness of the crispy skulls, and meaty texture would be really much with this wine's texture. And for vegan food, I'd like to recommend so a little bit a savory dish. So I would like to serve portobello mushroom. It's a big mushroom actually, like more than shiitake. It's portobello mushroom with some pesto sauce on underside. So of course it's a pesto sauce, but it's vegan pesto sauce with with some portobello mushroom is steak style of portobello mushroom, and with some pesto, vegan pesto on underside, the really meaty texture of portobello mushroom would perfectly go with this creamy texture, and a little bit, tannin and a little bit, just touch of herbal character of this wine would perfectly complement with the underlined pesto sauce, vegan pesto sauce. A little bit nutty, would be really nice with this wine. And I would like to serve this wine around maybe a little bit. ありがとうございました。はい。
So please give a full comment on organoleptic character for this beverage, followed by a suggested 3-course menu. The menu should be a vegan menu. You have 5 minutes.
Can you repeat, please?
Yeah. Please give a full comment on organoleptic character for this beverage, following by a suggested 3-course menu. The menu should be a vegan menu. You have 5 minutes. Start.
So first we got a beautiful orangey color, very bright, very with the orangey reflection. For the viscosity, we got a medium to high viscosity. On the nose, the wine is very clean, very beautiful, very intense in a flavor, in the aroma. You got a lot of orangey, like orange peel flavor, like with a lot of like very ripe apricot, ripe yellow apple, with a lot of like orange filling, and get a touch of flower, so it's beautiful and it's very flavorful. And the palate, the wine is very nice. It's very flavorful. Got a medium plus tannin with a medium acidity, full body, very long finish, with a medium alcohol. So again, it's like on the nose, you got a lot of like orange peel marmalade, a lot of like ripe stone fruit, like ripe yellow apple, like ripe apricot. The one lasts very long in the mouth. So for this wine, I think it's better to serve at like 10-degree temperature, not very cold, so we still can keep all the aroma, and it's better when we taste. I would serve in the bigger glass, and of course for the pairing, for this wine, I think this is like an orange wine style with a long maceration between the crepe skin and the juice. So they got a lot of like body character of the wine. So I think for this one, for the 3-course menu, so because I'm from Vietnam, so I would prefer to use all the Vietnamese ingredients. So first we can pair for the appetizer with this kind of beautiful one. I would pair with the green mango salad with the dry shrimp and the dry fish on top. We serve with the nuoc mam sauce, which is fish sauce, with the cracker. So we got a very flavorful, very intense flavor of the food, and got a little bit acidity and saltiness. So I think this can be paired very well with this kind of orange amber wine. And for the main one, I think it's better to go with the stew local Vietnamese pork, which raised in the mountains. So we got a very dense and very tender meat. So we can do like sous vide, and then we serve with pan-seared the pork, and then we serve with the orange sauce. So in Vietnam, we got a beautiful area that got very high quality of orange. So I would use that to make the sauce. So you got the very like juicy, tender pork, sous vide pork. And with the orange sauce, I think it's going to be very nice to go with this kind of orange. And then for the last one, of course, like for the dessert, we got appetizer, main dish, and then for the dessert, with this kind of very strong flavor, I would pair this one with the mango tart, but we're not gonna do it in a very sweet way. But I would put a little bit more salty in the pastry. So you got a very touch of saltiness in the pastry with the very creamy and sweet and sour mango inside. So I will serve with a salted caramel ice cream. So I think that will be paired perfectly with this kind of orange wine. So again, like for the temperature, I think for the orange wine with kind of like a lot of tannin inside, it's not like a white wine. So it's better to serve them not too cold, because when we serve them too cold, the tannin is not very pleasant. So it's better to do it from the 10 and 12 degrees in a bigger bowl of wine of the glass. We can serve in the Chardonnay crystal glass, so can enhance all the flavor of the wine. And then with the right temperature, we can pair very well from the salad with the main dish and then with the dessert. So with the right temperature in the mouth, so you feel more pleasant. So I think this again, this is going to be an amber wine from Australia, from New World Wine. Possible variety can be Chardonnay blend with maybe a Sauvignon Blanc or Riesling inside to keep the acidity. The maceration between the crepe and the skin would happen in quite a long time. That's why we got a very beautiful, intense orangey color like this. And then the wine may be partly aged in oak and partly aged in amphora, because the oak influence inside of this wine is not too much. It's not a lot, but still a little bit. And then we still have. Thank you.
Just one, please.
Thank you.
So, please give a full comment on organoleptic character for this beverage, followed by suggest 3-course menu.
3-course menu.
The menu should be a vegan.
Vegan menu.
You have 5 minutes. Are you ready?
Sure.
Yeah. Start.
Okay. The appearance is a deep golden color with a little bit of copper tinge, and the viscosity level is high and no gas associated of that and shiny reflection. A little bit actually sediment observed in the nose. It is very ripened and also really exotic impression. The ripened fruits of the apricots and some glazed peach, yellow peach, and also pear, and the flowers of the honeysuckle, dried honeysuckle, and a little bit of like a pink pepper, like a spiciness, like licorice, and like a ginger, and those kind of things, and a bit of the
smokiness, maybe come from the little bit reductive condition. I suggest it is this exotic flavor comes from the skin contact with the with the fermentation with the skin and seeds. So it's kind of the amber wine, but to be confirmed on the palate. The dry attack with the little bit sleek acidity sensation, and acidity level just medium level, very rounded and smooth acidity, and with the alcohol level just medium level, but nice smooth and very smooth texture observed, and the flavor refrains of the kind of like cans and yellow peach and a little bit actually the oxidative notes like the cashew nuts or nutty nuts, cashew nuts, pecan nuts, and those kind of nuttiness, and also sotolon like flavor, and also with the little bit ginger-like flavor. And the finish is medium plus length, like 7 seconds, leaving the notes of the cashew nuts cream, and also the little bit tannin, and very sophisticated fine-grained tannin that is really nice, high quality. So I conclude this wine is the kind of amber wine from Georgia, and little aged one because of this little bit oxidative character. So Georgian Saperavi, Lucasteri, and vintage 2012, and it's drinkable now, but also has a potential for aging for maybe five years for the more oxidative, very interactive characters. And I would serve it with the temperature, and this is actually right temperature, like it's 14 degrees with the medium-sized tulip glass. And I would suggest the 3 bigger menu. The first one is that, because of this red cashew nuts, very nutty flavor, I would recommend a vegan cheese made of the cashew nuts and a little bit aged one. And also, secondly, I would recommend the soy hamburg made of the soy and with the soy and berry sauce because of this caramel-like character, and also the fine-grained tannin. The fine-grained tannin is really nice with this kind of the very soy meat, very smooth texture, and also the wine is good for this character. And third dish is and third one is and third one is and the soy sauce. Okay. Third one is the saikyo miso pickles of the fuki. That is the Japanese the vegetable made in the Akita prefecture, and saikyo miso is made of the white miso of the soy paste, and also and it has a nice saltiness and also the sweetness and also the nutty flavor. So the flavor of the salt is miso is really nice complements with this amber wine, and thank you very much. はい。
So please give a full comment on organoleptic character for this beverage.
Sure.
Followed by a suggested three-course menu. The menu should be a bigger menu.
Bigger menu.
You have 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
All right.
Sure.
Okay, start.
So the wine number 1 is clear and light. It has medium intense of amber orange color with slightly gold tinge on the rim. There is no gas, but slightly there is sediment in this glass. The viscosity seems to be medium. The nose. It's very clean and expressive and pure, complex flavor, fully opened. For fruits such as ripe orange, ripe braised apple, pear, hint of some flowery notes like honeysuckle, rindane as well, and touch of some herbal nuance like thyme and garlic as well, and touch of some earthy notes like mushroom and oolong tea leaf flavor, but no indication of both. So, and from this color, I think probably it made with in like soil pot aged. The part is completely ripe, medium body. Apple seems to be 30% to 30.5%. Very high level of slick acidity, tighten up the body, and the meat palate is, the tannin is very powdery and well integrated. Its tannin and acidity creates sleek and a smooth texture as well. Meat palate is packed with again some flowery notes, fruity notes like flowery notes and earthy notes as well, and a touch of bitterness, giving good accent at the finish. To conclude, I think this is a Pinot Gris from Central Otago, New World, Sato Wines, BT 2020. It's good now, but has potential for 3 to 5 years. I will serve a medium-shaped cherry glass like this at 10 to 12 degrees to enjoy this complex flavor and freshness. No indication that retail price is maybe 5,000 to 6,000 yen, I think. So to go with, to enjoy with to wine pairing. So as an appetizer, I highly recommend with some green as a hot appetizer like grilled big mushroom with cumin and hummus on side. Acidness of this wine is very good for the flavor of mushroom, and also some sleek texture good for the texture of the food. So on the second course, I highly recommend with some charcoal grilled. I highly recommend with some soup like butterscotch soup, mixed with some spice on top. A savory flavor will nicely goes well with some butterscotch, and a good harmonious with its acidic tannin and richness of the butterscotch. For the main course, I highly recommend with some spicy food like miso spicy tofu stir fry with some rice noodle on side. It's slightly spicy tones like nutmeg and a white pepper tone is good for, is harmonized with a spiciness of the food, and also some it's slightly powdery profile tannin is go along with spiciness of texture of the tofu and cuts through the spicy hints of spice. So it's also good for some cheese from Japan, like big vegan cheese with some dried fig on side. Dried flavor is good for this wine. Yeah. So as for vinification, this is, as I mentioned, this is a Pinot Gris based wine from New Zealand Central Otago, Bannock Farm. Probably it's bottled in screw cap wine. Yeah, the vinification is well controlled stainless steel tank, And then I moved to some soy pot like amphora, because of its spicy and arbor and also some earthiness, I think.
Time. そのまま。はい。So please give a full comment on organoleptic character for this beverage, followed by a suggested 3-course menu. The menu should be a bigger menu. You have 5 minutes. Are you ready?
Yeah, can you repeat the question,
Okay.
sorry?
Please give a full comment on organoleptic character for this beverage, followed by a suggested 3-course menu. The menu should be a bigger menu. You have 5 minutes.
Wonderful.
Start.
The wine is a really interesting, deep, sort of golden colour. Almost like honey. There's an orange hue. On the nose, quite expressive of orchard fruits. There's ripe yellow peach, orange, kumquat, tangerine. Quite sort of floral and expressive. Really interesting wine. Again, that sort of ripe orange fruits, florals. It almost gives the impression that it's going to be sweet. However, on the palate is dry. There's this wonderful weight and texture to the wine. There's a nutty, savoury quality. And that, I think, the richness, the generosity of the wine is the real highlight. The colour would indicate either some aging in old oak, and there's almost an impression of oak tannin or a pleasant bitterness that would work really well with food. I wonder if there's maybe possible botrytis in the wine as well. There's this saffron, ginger quality that's quite engaging. I think that richness, generosity, and pleasant bitterness would be quite well received with food, and vegan food in particular. First course on the menu. Let me just get some thoughts together. Our first course will focus on freshness in the vegan menu. So to be crudités of fresh, there's some carrots, new season carrots. There's a little baba ganoush dip and a macadamia cream. So what I like, the simplicity of the vegetables, the bitterness, the crunch, and that baba ganoush, the eggplant, building the texture. A really refreshing course to start, and wonderful with that sort of richness of the wine. For the second course, we're going to do a salt-baked celeriac. That's served with some wild mushrooms. There's a little bit of char on the celeriac after it's been salt-baked. And I think that sort of, that again, that sort of richness of texture, the nuts on the dish and that bitterness. There's a little Cavallonero bitter leaves on the dish as well. Again, I think this is quite a bold wine. It can stand up to some of those, the contrasting textures in the dish of the celeriac and that sort of bitter element of the greens. For the third course, we'll do another savoury course, which will be hispy cabbage, or conical cabbage that's been grilled. Let's have a look there. So the grilled cabbage, we let that sort of sweat on itself. We do a reduction of white wine over the cabbage, and again that sort of contrasting texture of the sweetness of the cabbage, the char on the outside of the cabbage would work really well with that opulence of the wine. Wonderful texture and mouth-filling quality to the wine. So just to recap, first course, a celebration of freshness, contrasting textures of the vegetables, the baba ganoush. Secondly, we do the saltback celeriac. We really enjoy the texture of celeriac, the bitter greens, and some nuts. Perfect. And then final savoury course, which will be hispy cabbage. Thank you.
This one, please.
Hello. Good afternoon.
So, please give a full comment on organoleptic characters for this beverage, followed by a suggested 3-course menu. The menu should be a bigger menu. You have 5 minutes. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Start.
So the wine. Alright, so wine number 1 is actually a white wine, but I would say this white wine probably have gone through a skin contact over here. So you get a little bit more orange on the outside. The wine is clear, star bright, and I would say there's actually no gas, no sediments. And then it have very, very beautiful legs over here going down river, so indicate that this is actually more on the medium to high viscosity. I would say the color is at the color of deep orange color. On the nose, the wine is clean. I would say this is actually at the developing stage, that you still get freshness, but at the same time you know that there's actually a lot of skin contacts over there. The character that you get is actually more towards, I would say, get a little bit citrusy, but the citrusy is actually more on the dry lemon, I would say dry lemon, dry lime citrus character with some peach and apricots. I get a lot of apricots characters over here with a little bit tropical fruits. And I say this tropical fruit is more towards the skin of the tropical fruit. I get a little bit mango skin and also the pineapple skins over here. Then at the same time I get very, very light flowers. I get a little bit jasmine and also a little bit character on the yellow flowers over here at the same time, a little bit elderflower character. I think that with skin contact, you can get the freshness of the skin character inside. There's no lees aging, no oak aging over here inside the wine. Then a lot of nuttiness. I say that there's a lot of hazelnuts and also some walnut character over here, a little bit toasted on the palate. The wine is dry, okay, with I would say medium acidity only, and after that is I would say medium plus tannin. The tannin is actually quite grippy inside the mouth. I would say that this is actually more towards medium to light body, and then after that medium alcohol, and then after that I would say the finishing is actually quite medium to long finish over here. Palate confirm on the nose, you get a lot of characters of all this citrus fruit, stone fruits, and at the same time some skin of tropical fruits, some floral and some nuttiness over there. No oak aging. I would say there's medium plus complexity, very complex on the palate. And then I think that this is actually an orange wine from France, and then using the probably a Chenin Blanc, from Loire Valley, 2021 vintage. And then for this kind of wine, I'll pair with, if I want to do with a 3-course menu, first of all, maybe I'll go with a very simple oysters, fresh oysters, maybe from France and Flin de Clare. After that, with a little bit ponzu sauce over there to create a little bit more acidity to pair with this wine. For the main course, I wouldn't go meat. Probably I'll go towards poultry, a chicken, just a simple sweet chicken, and then after that, lightly seared on the outside to get the crispiness and also some char character. I would say with some mashed potato and also some brown, I would say white wine sauce. We're actually very good. And then for a dessert, since that is actually a little bit skin contact with high acidity over here, I would say just a simple lemon tart for this would be actually just good. Just a simple lemon tart with some meringue on top to have the sweetness and then at the same time to have the acidity to go well with it. So this will be the 3-course menu that I recommend. If you do not want a 3-course menu, just want a simple small bite, I would say that, since we are in Japan right now, there's a lot of bar snacks that actually we can go. Just a normal, simple nori slice being deep fried, and then on top we put some uni, some soy sauce to have that umami character. Actually goes very well with this dishes over here. Not only in the 3-course menu, I think even for a simple petite four, that's more towards like a pavlova, kind of meringue style small bites. We're actually quite good with this, or maybe just a simple pudding actually goes very well with this wine as well. So for this wine, served in white wine glass, 10 to 12 degrees Celsius, a little bit warmer just to show that the skin contact character and also, to get a little bit more better grip of the tannin, freshness as well. I think that will be the temperature we should serve. White wine glass. Yep, and then with the pairing. That's probably what I would need to talk about the wine over here. Yep. Yep, thank you. Yes. Thank you.
So, please give a full comment on organoleptic character for this beverage, followed by a suggested 3-course menu. The menu should be a vegan menu. You have 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, start.
Yes, okay. The appearance is this wine. It has a bright and vivid, and it has a orange tone. Is some touch of the. It has some sediment, and the viscosity is a medium size. And the amber color and the golden yellow with the amber color, and on the nose. Yes. The expressive and the appealing in the cooked orange, cooked lemon, and some spice note like a cardamom, and the beeswax, and the tea leaf. And the wine is on the useful stage. Yes, dry wine, dry and moderate alcohol percent is 13%, and the fresh and crisp acidity make the linear structure and fresh sensation. And the middle part is packed like the cooked orange and the cooked lemon zest, ripened pear, and touch of tea leaf again. And this is the after part is the bitterness and the hint of mineral is stretched to the end of the mouth. And the conclusion, this is wine, is amber wine, and white grape variety is fermented like a red wine. And from Georgia, Lucatelli, the vintage 2018 in the and vinification in the Quebec. In the fresh wine, can be drink now, and the ideal temperature is a low temperature, 6 to 8 degrees, and served with glass is like 3 glass and low temperature. And as for suggest for the 3-course menu for vegan menu, for the first I would suggest is the Asian cuisine. Goikun is a Vietnamese food, Vietnamese spring roll, some fresh vegetable rolled by the rice paper, and served with a chili sauce. It very goes well with this because it has some nutty tone and a little freshness, and especially is the amber wine is very goes with some spice and chili sauce. And second suggestion, as well as the Asian food, is a vegan gratin. The gratin is used using the soy milk and roasted pumpkin and some minced mushroom inside, and covered by the soy milk and in the oven. It very goes well with this amber wine is as well as fresh but ample body. So ample body with already the sweetness of the pumpkin. So, and the second suggestion is pumpkin with. And the last suggestion is my country, the Japanese cuisine, the vegetable and the mushroom tempura. It's a key point for the pairing this amber wine with the condiment. Condiment is very important. This combination, like a black miso and with Szechuan pepper spice, which goes well with this amber wine.
Yes. Yes, it has authority, so if I say the Japanese. Thank you.
しばらくお待ちください。
どうぞ。はい。So, please give a full comment on organoleptic character for this beverage, followed by a suggested 3-course menu. The menu should be a bigger menu. You have 5 minutes.
Could you repeat that one more time?
Please give a full comment on organoleptic character for this beverage, followed by a suggested 3-course menu. The menu should be a bigger menu. You have 5 minutes.
Yes.
Already?
Yes.
Okay, start.
This wine is an amber-colored wine with a beautiful reflection of color. There's a viscosity medium, high on the higher side. There's no gas, no sediment on at the site, on the nose. On the nose is clean, very modest, very discreet, but showing a little bit of a ripe apricot, a bit of a mandarin orange, very ripe on the side. And after swirling the glass, there's a little bit of ginger aromas come in. A little bit of a reductive and oxidative tone is very much in a good combination. And a bit of earthy character like clay pot, potpourri. A bit of an earthy character, which maybe this wine may be fermented in amphora, a cuvée brie. And it's very close, but it's showing now a very complex character, and a little bit of a jasmine character also comes out as well on the palate. On the palate, this wine is dry, with a medium plus intensity on the flavor, and alcohol sensation, I'll say around 13% or maybe 13.5%, with a very creamy texture, and with a little followed by a subtle bitterness at the finish. A little bit of tannin. Tannin is also quite delicate and very, I'll say, very well integrated with an orange wine. I'll call this wine from the old world, and I'll call this from Italy, Friuli Venezia Giulia. The grape variety should be Vito Fusca, very due to this little bit of rocky mineral character, and very much when the higher altitude with a very sensation of acidity. And I'll call this vintage 2019. Producer would be Tsidarihi, and I'll serve this wine just like this in glass, and the temperature should be a little bit higher, 14 to 16 degrees, in order to enhance more aromas and a little bit more of the acidity, the bitterness, and more of the umami flavor. And as a course menu, at the first course, I will go with tabbouleh. Tabbouleh is a Lebanese vegan dish with fresh parsley and some and also a mint and a lemon and tomato and a little bit of a clove as well. very refreshing dish. But also this garlic, the roastiness of a little bit of touch of garlic will be counterbalanced with this wine. And as a second dish, I'll go with roasted cauliflower with tahini sauce. As the wine has a little bit of a smoky character due to a little bit of an oxidative touch, and a very creamy finish due to this tannin. And I'll call this, and the creamy tahini sauce will actually envelope this bit of the bitterness and the tannin of this wine. So it will leave a nice roastiness of the cauliflower at the finish. And as a dessert, I will go with coconut yogurt made cheesecake, and with maybe a touch of lemon, and because of this nice acidity. But then coconut yogurt cheesecake will be very beautiful wine, a very beautiful pairing with this wine, due to this nice bitterness. And actually, it will develop the creaminess will be very matched with this wine, and also the creaminess of the food will actually leave a nice fruity finish and brings out more of the umami character of this wine. And as an alternative of this roasted cauliflower, maybe a little bit of bolognese, but made with soybeans instead of actual beef. And due to this acidity of this wine, the tomato sauce will be very much enhanced with bolognese sauce, and the very richness of the rich texture of this tofu will be counterbalanced by this multi-layered orange wine, with leaving a nice acidity and a nice mineral bitter finish at the wine. And also with the dessert, maybe with like a coconut yogurt. Thank you very much.
Please give a full comment on organoleptic characters for this beverage, followed by a suggested 3-course menu. The menu should be a vegan menu. You have 5 minutes. Are you ready?
Yes.
Start.
Yes. This is wine appearance. It is clear and bright. Color is deep, medium amber with gold reflection. There's no apparent membrane. Viscosity is high, and no gas, no sediment visible. And it looks major wine or orange wine. In notes, it's clean yet it has an impressive kind of oxidative character, like dried fruit, dried apricot, and dried mango, and dried lemon. It also has a spicy notes like coriander seed and some gravelly minerality. After swallowing, some oak nuance will come out. Oak nuance is very discreet, totally medium intensity, medium complexity in palate. It is dry still wine. And on the attack, I feel fresh fruit sensation and fresh crispy acidity. And it is combined with very impressive tannins. I feel grippy tannin. And something like orange marmalade notes in the mouth. And alcohol is 13.0%. It's medium bodied. I guess this is an orange wine. Finish is long and very elegant. The outstanding quality, price maybe 3,000 Japanese yen. I want to serve this wine in a medium-sized balloon-shaped glass in the temperature around 16 to 18 to enjoy its freshness and the depth of the wine as well. And decanter shown is not needed. And for food, pairing 3 courses. So I suggest 4 aperitif. I suggest aperitif fish and meat. As an aperitif, I recommend boiled prawns salad, and the boiled prawns texture will nicely harmonize with the texture of the wine. And the second course will be a fish dish, something like, for example, grilled shibas with teriyaki sauce. The fat dish of shibas will nicely harmonize the texture of the wine, and the teriyaki sauce will be complement the umami flavor of the wine and some kind of oxidative, Sotolon-like flavors will really good with that soy sauce based sauce. And the main, sorry, I should be vegan menu. Sorry, I won't change. So for I change appetizer. I recommend beans salad. Many kind of beans, like chickpeas or red beans or like that. Boiled and put it on a green salad, and the texture of the beans will match the texture of the wine. And the second dish will be, of course, vegans. So for example, assortment of sautéed mushroom. It's a mushroom, umami flavor of mushroom, and the earthy notes of the mushroom will really complement the earthiness and the umami flavor of the wine. In the third course will be tofu steak. Tofu is made of soybeans, so it is 100% vegan menu. So grilled tofu, maybe charcoal grilled tofu is nice with apricot sauce on the side. The apricot flavor of the sauce and the apricot flavor of the wine really matches well. And of course, the texture of the tofu complements the texture or rich texture of the wine. And if we
Please give a full comment on organoleptic characters for this beverage, followed by a suggested 3-course menu. The menu should be a vegan menu. You have 5 minutes. Okay?
Could you tell me
Yeah.
one more, please?
Please give a full comment on organoleptic character for this beverage, followed by a suggested 3-course menu. The menu should be a vegan menu. You have 5 minutes. Okay, start.
The glass wine number 1 is clear, bright, and so medium orange, and with gradation edge, and also orange edges, so no gas, and so slightly sediment shears, and seems useful and high viscosity and on the nose. And wine is clean and open and earthy, so with dominated flavors, so and also ripe some fruits, and so peach and apple and apricot, and as well some ripe citrus, grapefruits, and Maya lemons, so as well have some and so ashy nuances and some licorice and cinnamons. And totally, and so this is and it also has wet stones, and so totally it is so complex and useful wines on the plate. Wine is clean and dry, and still white wine with macerations. So this is orange wine with phenolic bodies. So this is has a creamy textures combined with elevated and round acidity. So with uncomfortable grippy phenolics in combination with medium alcohol, about 12%. The medium palate has a harmonious flavor concentrations and it can be drunk now, but has aging potential, and I would say about 3 years, and it should be served about with no decanting or decant for removal sediments, and to a medium-sized 3 white wine glass with temperature 8 degrees to emphasize this for round and earthy flavors and finesse acidity. So, and to conclude, this is flavorful and rounded characters from nice concentrations of fruits and this round flavor takes me to the region with lanes. So I think this is from Japan, Koshu, and vintage is 2017. Producers Kotor wineries and Koshu FOS fermented whisky. And I would recommend this wine with vegan course menus. So the appetites and I think I would recommend bean salad and beans texture flavors go well with this harshness and flavors. Next main dish, and I would recommend cauliflower steak with mustard sauce. Mustard sauce is emphasized and flavor of the cauliflowers, and the cauliflowers as vegetarian and green notes and give complexity to the wines. All dessert and desserts, and For desserts, so I recommend and vegan.
Candidate number 18.
Okay. Please give a full comment on organoleptic character for this beverage, followed by a suggested three-course menu. The menu should be a vegan menu. You have 5 minutes.
Menu. Oh, 5 minutes.
Are ready?
Oh, yes, I'm ready.
Okay.
Okay.
Start.
Okay. Appearance. This wine has a very deep golden color with a hint of amber hue. No gas, no sediment. Viscosity is a medium plus. I think this one is developing on the nose. Nose is multi-layered and complex and settled, and a little bit of age character. And the fruits is a dried apricot and a dried apple, followed the dried tea leaf and woody aroma, and some spices like ginger and coriander seeds after aerated. And minerality flavor is coming out like pot soil and rocky minerality. And I think this wine is aged in a concrete tank or amphora container on the palate. Palate is a medium plus, a dry amber wine with a 13.5 alcohol volume, and acidity is a medium plus level over crisp and the precise acidity lift up the body. And this wine has a specific character. There is astringent. It's a grippy and sandy tannin, giving a nice accent to this wine, and finishes is a very long time from this tannin. In conclusion, this wine is an orange wine and with a skin contact method for a long time, and aged in an amphora or a natural wood tank or a concrete tank. I think this wine is Lucas Terry from Georgia, 2018. It should be drunk now, but can be cellared 3 to 5 years, and you can drink in a medium size, a tulip-shaped glass at 14 degrees Celsius. I recommend. I'm speaking of dish, 3-course vegan menu.
At first, a vegan menu. How about noodle over asparagus and onion with a cashew nut sauce? This wine has a nutty flavor in a long time aging. This aging, a nutty character of this wine. And so, how about marble dough with a spicy dish? Don't use meat. And with a and the tofu with a very spicy sauce. This wine has a spiciness complement and a spicy dish. And finally, I recommend dessert. And compote of apricot. This wine has a dried apricot flavor. This very goes well with the apricot dessert. And so I can speak a normal dish in the homemade cooking. How about stew and chicken, adding mashed garlic and a lot of vegetable, potato and carrot. This wine is a very deep taste, and so you can enjoy with a deep taste dishes.
Time. So, please give a full comment on organoleptic character for this beverage, followed by a suggested 3-course menu. The menu should be a vegan menu. You have 5 minutes. Yes. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, start.
So first of all, wine. It seems orange wine. It's clear, and the color is a deep orange color with a gold reflection. And the viscosity seems to be high. And no carbon dioxide and no sediment notes. It's clean, quite expressive, and opulent, and generous. It has a ripe apricot and orange peel, and followed by some the spice like cardamom and the tree bark and some darjeeling and Earl Grey tea leaves. Gives a nice complexity on the nose, on the palate. Attack is bone dry, very ample mouthfeel. The alcohol around there are 13.5% alcohol gives a heat sensation. Brisk acidity that creates a nice tension on the taste, and very compact tannin gives tartness and bitterness on the palate, and the bitterness giving a nice accent to the taste with a complex, long-lasting finish, and the flavor like Japanese persimmon and some orange peel in the flavor. So this is I think this the wine come from the old world, the cool climate. They are fermented in the clay pot with contact with leaves and some skin and seed around 6 months. So I think very traditional Cuvée style. The grape variety is Lukatseri from Georgia, vintage 2019. So quite the premium, great wine. So for the vegan menu, I recommend the first of all, so for the audible, I recommend a black wheat galette with the vegetable with a cheesy sauce. The cheese is made by the soybeans and the lemon juice. So galette is the complement with this very the savory and the complexity wine. And menu number 2 is a hot appetizer. I recommend the chickpea dumpling with soybeans cream sauce. I think cream sauce and this and the compact tannin react and complement with food and wine to brings out a nice umami taste and the savory taste. As for the main course, I recommend the soybeans meat steak with a reduction of the mushroom sauce. Soybeans steak is like tastes like a beef, minced beef, and also the mushroom has a lot of the earthiness and the spiciness and the complexity. So very matched well with such a complexity and the savory character of the wine. Brings out a nice umami of the taste. If you need some vegan dessert, I will recommend almond milk tiramisu. So it's not use any dairy product. So use almond milk and some soy milk and some cocoa powder and espresso coffee. So this is also a good match with this wine because of the gentle sweetness and the tannin and the acidity complement and match with this wine. So I can make a focus. So a black wheat galette and chickpea dumpling and the main course is a soybean steak with a mushroom sauce, and the dessert is a almond milk tiramisu.
はい。
ありがとうございました。
21.
So, please give a full comment on organoleptic characters for this beverage, followed by a suggest 3-course menu. The menu should be a bigger menu. You have 5 minutes.
Could you please repeat the task?
Okay. Please give a full comment on organoleptic characters for this beverage, followed by a suggested 3-course menu. The menu should be a bigger menu. You have 5 minutes. Please start.
Okay, this beverage is orange color, more moderate intensity. No staining the glass. The viscosity is moderate, and there are no tears. There are no gas or sediment, and it's clear and bright. On the nose, this beverage is clean without any defects. The intensity of the nose is moderate. You can feel there's some aromas of fruits such as peach or apricots, like white flowers such as chamomile, and so many fruits such as like some almonds as well, and so on. So there are no aging notes or tertiary notes, so it's a useful beverage. Okay, this is orange dry wine with fresh moderate acidity. There are some small tannins, they are dusty. Alcohol is moderate but good integrated. Flavor intensity is moderate with apricots and some chamomile and chalky notes. On the palate, also the intensity is moderate, and finish is moderate. I think it's a very good quality wine. It's nice to drink now, has some potential for aging around 1 to 2 years. You can serve it in Bordeaux style sleek glass. It's orange wine, I think it's Georgia. That means that the white wine had some skin contact, and you can drink it now, and no aeration, no decantation needed. And okay, about gastronomy, I think it's really well goes with Georgian cuisine because it's kind of traditional way of preparing wine and cuisine. What goes together, and the perfect dish will be I forgot the name. Hinkali as the main course because they have some meat inside, and meat with tannin structure of this wine will really well goes together, as well as fatty structure and dough. They will underline the texture of the wine, and okay, it will be really nice together. As a dessert, I would recommend not Georgian one, but just peach pie. I think it's really nice because peach aromas of this wine will really well combine with peaches in this dish. And peach pie, it's not really sweet. It's not really sweet and luscious, so it will goes together with this wine really nice. As an appetizer, I would recommend some maybe hard cheeses, such manchego from Spain. I think it will go together really well. And I think, what else? Okay, I think I finished. Or I have so much time left. Okay, I finished.
Okay, just one please.
Yeah, sure.
よろしくお願いいたします。
So, please give a full comment on organoleptic character for this beverage, followed by a suggest 3-course menu. The menu should be a vegan menu. You have 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, please.
So, first, so appearance is so very intense character, so like amber golden color with onion skin character on the high side. Nose is very complexity character, so like Japanese ripe pear and the dried apricot and nectarine, and touch of some black tea character, which is giving nice accent and also creating a nice complexity character on the notes. Dry palate. Alcohol level is moderate, about 20.5%. So there are soft, elevated acidity, creating a nice acid backbone on the palate. So and so there are touch of tannins, but the condition is so very great fine, so which is creating nice mellow supple mouthfeel. So and so long finish regarding so some dried apricot and dried tea character at the end. So I think this wine is so look at self 100% from Georgia, Kaheti region. Vintage is 2019 vintage. So I will serve it at 16 degrees in here, so medium size, looks like tulip shaped glass. Decanting is not much because so just now good open character. So my recommendation, so vegan course. So the first is roasted onion dish. So seasonal sweet roasted sweet onion with so like brulee onion paste sauce on the bottom, and so topped with so deep fried lotus root chips. So which is blended in so this wine character. So supple soft tannin blended in the dish, which is goes very so comfortable mouthfeel. So second recommendation is so vegan risotto style. So some mushroom, so like zero mushroom with vegan cheese, so risotto style. And so seasonal Australian black truffle on the top. And so third recommendation is so like main course. So also seasonal Japanese fat eggplant. So we call it mizu nasu. So roasted mizu nasu with served with vegan bacon. So crispy vegan bacon, so vegan ham, so charcuterie on the top, and so served with balsamic vinegar sauce. So, but the first dish, so roasted onion dish, is so more low temperature and so streak-shaped glass, so giving nice, so intense character. So intense character to the dish. And so second recommendation dish, so vegan risotto style. It's so more bigger, so looks like balloon-shaped glass, a more high temperature. So 15 to 17 degrees. So which is providing so nice, so mellow, supple texture and mouthfeel. So third, so Japanese eggplant dish is the more bigger streak, so like bottle-shaped glass. So let's decanting, so more aromatic and more supple mouthfeel, so which will goes well the dish, and also creating a nice, so delicious memorial pairing course.
Thank you.
ありがとうございます。Thank you very much. はい。
はい、13-4です。
So, please give a full comment on organoleptic characters for this beverage, followed by a suggested 3-course menu. The menu should be a vegan menu. You have 5 minutes.
Yes.
Already?
Yes, 5 minutes.
Get started.
はい。はい。アピランス、ビビッチ、very intense with golden, with slightly golden. Pardon, excuse me. It's a very amber color with strong golden tinge. Viscosity is medium high. It's clean and bright and clear. On the nose, clean. I can find orchard fruit like apricot, pear, with apricot pear compote, and a spicy note as orange flower and zest orange, and also touch of minerality and coriander seed. It's from oak barrel. I think it's Roma is developing. It's a very nice complex, right? Pipe is dry, bone dry. It's at the beautiful acidity, gives up the lift up the body. Alcohol level is 12.5%. This acidity remains aftertaste. Middle palate has a slightly bitterness with contrast with fruitiness. After flavor is a 6 kodari. There is some apricot, dry nuts, touch of the minerality. It's again. I think it's going well with some cuisine. It's like chicken with a Saikyo miso flavor, and also has I can recommend a sukiyaki because sukiyaki is a male action. It's soy sauce and a little bit sugar and aroma is a very complex sukiyaki. So going well, this wine. I think this wine is aging for the amphora with long 12 months. With it's from the ocean climate, like Margaret River, and varieties Semillon-based Sauvignon Blanc. It's a very high-class orange wine. It's a vintage 2014. The retail price is 7,000 yen. And this wine is a quite nice developing. It's a very comfortable bitterness. I think it is other options for and I have to serve to the more temperature higher. This wine is temperature is a little bit probably 10 degree. I would like to temperature just higher, 12 degrees to 14 degrees is be okay. Enhance the flavor. So aromas, touch of probably touch no. ありがとうございました。はい。
よろしくお願いします。
So, please give a full comment on organoleptic characters for this beverage.
Yes.
Followed by a suggest 3-course menu. The menu should be a bigger menu. You have 5 minutes.
It's clear.
Ready?
Yes.
Okay, start.
So wine number 1, the appearance is it's a very clear and bright. It has a beautiful golden amber color, slightly strong reflection, and there's slightly young side, and viscosity is very high. Tears very slow forming on the nose.
On the nose is green and slightly shine on the nose. It has a yellow fruits character like apricot and yellow peach. And along with the flowery elements like honeysuckle and orange blossom, and it shows a distinctive spiciness like nuts, clove and nutmeg, dried ginger, combined with a very discreet oak flavor, bit of the toast and smokiness, and the western minerality gives nice more additional layers on the palate. Well, the palate one is dry, opulent. It's a medium plus alcohol around 30.5%. It has a very fresh and refined acidity frames the body. Meat palate shows a very mellow and creamy texture with a ripe yellow peach and apricots, and gentle tannins and rich fruitness, giving to nice structure, very phenolic bitterness and western minerality at the end of the palate. Middle plus persistent finish. I think this wine is skin contact method, so maybe around 1 month skin contact. This wine comes from Italy, northern Italy, from Venezia Giulia. Grape variety is Rivola Gialla, vintage 2018. It should be served at temperature 12 to 14 degrees, medium-shaped tulip glass. Decanting would be better 30 minutes before service. And so I'd like to recommend the 3 vegan dishes. So first is a vegetable lasagna. So cream sauce is made from rice flour and using soy meats. Bit of the spiciness. So this wine has a very rich and creamy texture. Goes well with the creamy sauce of the vegetable lasagna, and also, of course, and also this spiciness goes well with the curry flavor. And the second recommendation, and so second recommendation is sweet and sour pork, but pork is not using. We use soy meat. It's a Chinese style. So I think this orange wine is very go well with the Chinese style of this dish, and of course this spiciness go very well with the sweet and sour pork, soy meat. And third recommendation, is a Japanese style dish. Tempura of corn, plant-based mayonnaise sauce. So this one has a rich umami taste, which go very well with Japanese taste dishes. So tempura style dish. So appearance is a very high intensity, and it's not useful side. ありがとうございました。
22, Arman.
Okay, so please give a full comment on organoleptic character for this beverage, followed by a suggested 3-course menu. The menu should be a vegan menu. You have 5 minutes. Okay.
May I ask you to repeat the question, please?
Please give a full comment on organoleptic characters for this beverage, followed by a suggested 3-course menu. The menu should be a vegan menu. You have 5 minutes.
Vegan menu?
Let's start, please.
Okay. Let me see. Okay. This is clean steel and white wine with the amber color and the watery silver wine rim with no haze, no gas, no sediment there, and viscosity is light, tears are fast and thin, and for the eye it is a developed wine. Let me check the nose. Nose is clean and has a medium moderate intensity, shows a lot of tertiary style. They have overripe peach, some apricot notes, and notes of fig, of a little touch of honey, and little herbaceous. It is a dry mint, and little flowers like a chamomile. For the nose, it is a developed wine, and for the palate, is a clean, dry wine still. It has a moderate acidity with a light body and creamy texture with little hints of tannin, and also with the moderate intensity, shows a lot of figs, a lot of honey notes, a lot of flowers, and finish is moderate and pleasant. Wine is complex but developed, and I think that is indicator of the style of this wine. It is a good quality wine from made in Quevri. It is an orange style wine with maturation on the white grape, and and aged in amphoras with it might be from Georgia, is from Ricatatelli grape, and as a suggestion for the pairing, I recommend to serve it chilled in 10 to 12 degrees in the sleek white glass. It has some short potential for aging, but also it's ready to enjoy right now, and there is no need decantation on aeration on this. And please pair this wine with 3 kind of dishes. For example, first I can recommend you some rich, salty, and textured dish. For example, it can be ravioli shrimps with the Parmesan cheese mousse. Because of the light body, the Parmesan mousse will and the shrimps, crispy shrimps, will enhance a lot of texture in this wine. Also, I can recommend you the fried tofu in a creamy sauce, because in terms of the crispiness of the fries and the body and texture enhancing in this wine, and also saltiness in the cheese in the both dishes will enhance all the fruit aromas of the wine. And as a third wine, I can recommend you some dish like made in contrast. It's not usual, but you can have some oyster with the strawberry, or I prefer some peach or pineapple sauce, or you can use a yuzu sauce. You need something floral, something fruity, and the tannin structure of the wine, it's not very high, but will complement and will highlight all the flavors of the wine. It's not typical pairing, but the saltiness will enhance a lot of aroma, and the tannins will pair with the texture, and also the fruitiness will highlight and enhance the make this wine more fresher and younger than it is. Also, there is no oak perceptible in the wine. As I said, it is wine aged in the amphoras. And also you can have a short aeration if you need to enhance the aroma profile. It is a cool continental climate wine, and it's now coloring the glass. Actually, it's very beautiful in the. Thank you very much.
Number 26,
Yes.
Minju Kim from South Korea.
So, please give a full comment on organoleptic characters for this beverage, followed by a suggest 3-course menu. The menu should be a vegan menu. You have 5 minutes. You understand?
Yeah, could you repeat the question again?
Please give a full comment on organoleptic characters for this beverage, followed by a suggested 3-course menu. The menu should be a vegan menu. You have 5 minutes.
So 3-course menu for this.
Yes, start.
It's clear with very intense color of the intensity with dark orangey color. It has a little bit of, like faded, a little bit of like watery immersion, and also very thick viscosity. No gas, no sediment comfort on the nose. It's clean with very intense aromatic color with very zesty orange marmalade. The condition of its stomach cooked wine is quite developed. And primarily like very like orangey and orange marmalade, some like tropical papaya, pineapple, also like jammy quality. And also I can pick some sage and herbs and very delicate but still intense. And I'm also picking some wet earths like clay or fung, like very organic way. Yeah, medium plus complexity on the notes. Palate is very dry, medium plus acidity, like very crisp, like bright acidity which lingering at the back, and also like medium body and medium alcohol. almost diminished alcohol with good grip of texture and very like smooth like round texture. Good complexity, but then doesn't really lingering that long, like 6 to 7 minutes seconds. I think it's like skin contact grape variety, like with a little bit of thick skin, like white skin, but white grape variety, but like bit of thick skin. Beautiful wine from like maybe Slovenia, and orange wine is Ribolla Gialla, 2010 vintage. I think I served this wine with beautifully like clean like dishes, starting with the aquachile with yellow pink tuna with a little bit of cilantro and then orange yuzu dressing on the top of it, and a little bit of yuzu condensed jammy garnish on the top of it. And then after that, I'm gonna serve you a like nicely brined fennel marinated pork chop with some little bit of chickpea as a condiment, and then little bit of parsley on the top of it to gives some more like herbal and some like sage and yams, little bit blossoming. And then last, I'm gonna serve a little bit of orange sorbet with mint leaf on the top of it, and then also the cream chantilly by the side. So it gives you some really nice condiment to the dessert menu as well. So it's really beautiful with that. So I'm gonna serve this wine in this temperature with a little bit like bigger shape of the glass, because the acidity, because the body and the nose can be more expressive. And then I'm not gonna keep this wine any further, because this is the perfect time to enjoy it at the moment, I think. Yes, but it has I'm going back to the structure, but it has slightly little bit of firm tannin at the back, which is sit on my mouth. So I'm adding a slight little bit of tannin profile as well. So beautiful wine. It's nice core with starting with the entree menu, also ending up with the beautiful dessert menu as well. If you don't like my final suggestion for the dessert menu, I'm gonna serve this one with like very beautifully cooked, langoustine with a slight little bit of biscuit sauce on the side, and then add a little bit of chopped basil and baby herbs on the top of it. Also can be really perfect food to match with together. Yeah, acidity is still good, but it's not that high. This body is medium. It's medium body, medium. It's diminished the alcohol, very light and crisp, and pleasant and refreshing, and good for entree. Either, as I said, on the main, in the middle course, and then also matched up with the dessert as well.
Hi.
Yes. Can I leave this?
So, please give a full comment on organoleptic characters for this beverage.
Yes.
Followed by a suggested 3-course menu. The menu should be a vegan menu. You have 5 minutes.
Could you repeat that again? May I take note?
Yeah. Please give a full comment on organoleptic characters for this beverage, followed by a suggested 3-course menu. The menu should be a vegan menu. You have 5 minutes. Ready?
Yes.
Okay, start.
The glass number 1 is orange wine. On the appearance is a clear, bright, medium intensity of amber color with slightly orange reflection on the fuel. Viscosity is a medium plus, no gas, no sediment. Appearance is on the still on the aging side on the nose. On the nose is clean, medium intensity of the and the fully open. It has a nice, it has a ripe apricot and a touch of tropical fruit, as well as some jasmine flower, and cloves, nutmeg, and a touch of the coriander spice. And also it's showing the a nice dried herb, and also dried herbs and a touch of the ginger spiciness as well. A very complex and detailed aroma down the palate. And the palate is dry. Alcohol level is around 13%, which creates enough body. Acidity level is high level and brisk acidity. And the meat palate shows nice ripe apricot and as well as some spiciness again. And at the finish, it has a nice phenolic bitterness, which is create a long finish around 3 to 5 seconds. On the conclusion, this one is an orange wine using the coupe-brie and the coupe-brie method and aging and maybe this one is a Lukat Sterry from Georgia. Vintage is a 2018 still young vintage. I will serve it. No indication of oak aging would be the coupe-brie style. And if you would like to have a vegan 3-course, I'd like to suggest first is a fresh spring roll from Vietnam. The fresh spring vegetable roll from Vietnam. This crisp acidity really harmonizes with the crispy of this fruit. And the next dish is would be I recommend some falafel deep fried mashed beans. It's with some with the coriander on the side because the herbal note and the crispy texture is really harmonizes with the wine's herbal note. As for the main dish, I'd like to suggest some. Beyond. Let me the correct answer. I'd like to serve the risotto, creamy risotto served with the soy cream sauce and a lot of herb on the tops. A lot of herb on the tops because the creaminess bring out creaminess of this dish is harmonizes bring out the this wine's flavor. So as for the first dish, I'd like to suggest serving it at around 10 to 12 degrees with a medium sleek shaped glass to keep this freshness. And then as for the next dish, serving it around 40 degrees with change the glass, medium tulip shaped glass to enhance the aroma and go up the temperature. And as for the last dish, I'd like to suggest serving it around 15 degrees with large balloon shaped glass to enhance this aroma and up to that temperature. And so as for the occasion, so actually the Lucas this wine is back to the back to the pairing. So if you'd like to have a sweet, I'd like to suggest Chinese dessert, mango cream, tapioca cream mango, using the almond cream. It's also the vegan dish because the tropical fruit flavor of this dish is very really bring out the flavor of this wine. ありがとうございます。
So, 27. Please give a full comment on organoleptic characters for this beverage, followed by a suggested 3-course menu. The menu should be a vegan menu. You have 5 minutes. Are you ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, start.
Okay, in appearance, deep amber color is clear. It's bright. Deep amber color with slight gold tinge. Viscosity is moderate. No gas, no sediment. In the nose is clean and very expressive. Seductive first impression. Medium plus intensity of aromas of some dried fruits, dried apricot, dried fruits, and also there is a ginger and orange peel. Yeah, it's really complex aromas.
It's no indication of this wine is also Chardonnay, but the region is different from old wine.
On the palate, wine's clean. I think this is orange wine or amber wine. That is dry.
Moving to the glass number 1 is also Chardonnay.
A medium body with alcohol level is 13%. Acidity level is medium, but really juicy and refreshing. So this acidity tightened up the body and give a refreshing sensation on the palate. Tannin is really integrated to the fruit concentration, and really grippy tannin make really good texture, nice texture to the finish. On the meat palate is packed with dried fruits flavors and herbal tone. Finish is long, maybe 6 to 8 seconds. Yeah, really good orange wine. I think this is amber wine from Georgia, maybe Kakheti region. Maybe traditional styles in Kakheti. Yeah, this type of I will serve this wine at 12 to 14 degrees to enhance the rich flavors, and the glass is like a sleek, medium-sized Bordeaux glass. Yeah, as for food pairing, I will recommend as for main dish, I will recommend duck confit with orange sauce. Duck confit is a crispy texture and orangey flavors go well with this orange wine flavors.